Welcome to the series of How To.
Hello guys, welcome to another video of how to draw using PowerPoint. In this video I am going to show you how I have drawn this Jerry character, right? So I am going to show you step wise tutorial of drawing this Jerry. Okay, so the left side you see is like a low resolution Jerry image, and then the right one is something like which I have drawn using PowerPoint tools. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe and also hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out any future interesting videos. So we will get started. So I'm going to take a blank page as usual, and I'm going to copy this guy, this Jerry, to the new page. And so what we are supposed to do is, right, like we need to look at the different portions of it, right? You see this brown color, you see this light brown color, and then this red tongue, and then there is also this ear portion, and then the eyes. Okay, so first we need to pick the outline of it. So for this tutorial I'm just going to draw the head portion alone, and I think we can follow the same thing for the body portion as such. So yeah, so let me get started on drawing. So let me pick this the following shape. Okay, so this one you see, right? So lines and then the curves. So this is something which I'm going to use, and I'm going to start it from this right side, and then just going to go all around the Jerry's head, and then going to arrive here. Okay, so let me zoom it bit to make the curves more accurate. So I'm just going to start from the mustache part, right? So one, I have all I have to do is like click here, and then click, move to the right, click, move to the top, click. So I just have to start tracing this path. So the reason why we have to do it through PowerPoint, right? So this is something which you can control. So when I say control, you can even change the color of Jerry to something else using PowerPoint, because PowerPoint gives you all those facilities to alter things. Okay, and one more point to note is you can be bit accurate when you're drawing this, but it is not entirely necessary. Even if you have not traced the path exactly, or in some portions you see there is a deformation of the line whatever you have drawn, you can still edit it. Okay, so that is the flexibility which PowerPoint is actually giving us. So you still see the line, right? So I'm just tracing this line around Jerry's head, and I'm not going to care much about the inner details of this Jerry. That is something which we will do as the next step. So first all I have to do is like I have to trace this path accurately, and I have to arrive at the point where I started. Okay, so I'm almost done. So I'm just reaching the mouth portion of it. So yeah, I think the moment, yeah, so the moment I come to this start portion, you can see that the Jerry's face is kind of grayed out. Okay, which means like this is the shape which I have created now. Okay, now you see that the Jerry's head is all blue. That is because this is a PowerPoint character. I can just push it to the right. Okay, so this is Jerry's head, and this is the actual Jerry. Okay, um, fine. And so you have this portion, but there is also an ear portion, right? So I'm going to draw that as well. I'm going to click the same pick the same curve shape. Okay, so I'm going to start tracing it from here. And of course, so this is going to be a separate component for Jerry. Okay, so all you have to do is just trace this, and then at the end you can just merge all of them together. And here you don't need to go around here, right? So you can just trace the ear portion alone. The reason being, right, you can still superimpose this ear on top of the Jerry's head. So now you see the ear is again grayed out. Okay, so this is done. So I take the ear here, I'll just place it right behind it. I'm going to send it to back. Okay, so now you see that Jerry's head and ear is all ready. Okay, so what are we going to do with this? So I need to color this Jerry with to this brownish color, whatever you see, right? So this is all blue, and of course this is all individual component of Jerry. And so what I'm going to do is, right, I'm going to pick the color, so something called as eyedropper. So I just pick this, I'll click on top of this brown. Okay, so now this Jerry is actually in the brown color. Okay, and so of course this Jerry has this black outline, but this outline is in blue. I'm going to make it black, and this is even a lot thicker compared to what you see here. So I'm going to increase the weight to maybe 2.5 points and 2.25 points maybe. Yeah, it's 2.25 points. And I have to repeat the same stuff here. So all I'm going to do is just click this format painter and click on the ear portion. So Jerry's ear and head is kind of drawn now, and you don't even need to worry about this accuracy, right? So this is something which I have drawn, but you don't see that the curve is too smooth here. So what you have to do is just click this image, go to this edit points. You will still be able to edit this curve to make it even lot smoother. Okay, so that's up to you to spend more time to make it look lot better. Okay, so this is done. So maybe the next I'm going to pick is this ear portion. So I'm going to pick the same curves. I will start it from here. I'm zooming it bit to make it more accurate. So I'm going to start from this point, and I'm just going to go quickly around the ear, and then trace it uh, and of course I'm going to map it along with the other Jerry which I had just now colored it brown. Okay, so the moment I complete this will also show grade up. That is when I have to understand that the tracing is done, and I can pull it to the main picture where I'm actually drawing. Okay, so I think this should be quite easier because it has a smoother surface compared to the other portions, right? So the mouth portion, and then the nose portion, and then the eyes might be slightly tricky. Okay, so this is done. I'm going to zoom out. I'll just pull it here. So you see that this edge touches to the end of the ear, right? So I'm going to map it similarly. And of course I have to color it. I'm going to pick this eyedropper, so it is colored, and for the outline I'm going to mark it as black, and the weight is something which we picked it as 2.14. Okay, so this is done. Let me save my work, and so the next portion I'm going to do is this interesting mouth portion, right? So let me do that because this has a lot of turns and things, unlike you have the smooth curve here. So I'm going to start it from this part, I'm going to map it. I'm just going to trace it along its boundary. And as I mentioned, you you have to be a bit accurate on mapping this, but even if you have missed it, you still have an option to correct it. You don't need to do a lot of corrections, right? So it is better you do it a bit more accurate on your first run. So here I'm going to go down, and of course I can even map this line till the end, come back, and I'm going to go down. I'm not going to bother much about its mustache. That is something which we can do in the later part. And yeah, and of course I'm going to go to this end, come back, go down, and trace the mouth. I think this is also kind of completed. uh, as I told, the moment you see that image getting grayed out, that is when you stop doing it. So now it is grayed out, I have stopped it. Okay, I'm just dragging this to this portion, so this is exactly where its mouth fits, right? So, and I'm going to pick this color entirely, and so as I told, click the eyedropper. So this is done, and outline is going to be black, but this time the weight need not be 2.14, it has to be slightly smaller, so it is one and a half points. Okay, and the next thing I have to do is draw this inner mouth portion. Okay, so that will be quite easy. In fact, bit faster to do it because it's not too much to draw. So the reason I'm drawing from here is, right, the last time I just traced it from here and I just have kind of gone past here. Okay, so I'm just going to draw it from this portion. I'm going to go around its inner mouth. I just have to have some amount of patience to ensure that you trace it exactly on its center of those black lines. Okay, so I'm still going, and the moment I come here it is grayed out, so the inner mouth is done. I am going to place it here. You see this chin where this inner mouth touches, so that is where I'm going to place this one as well. And you see that this line is also in alignment. Okay, so for the color portion I'm going to click this eyedropper and I'm going to pick this. Okay, and of course the line will be black, and the weight will be one and a half. Okay, now let's quickly have the tongue drawn. Okay, so this is a lot more easier because this is small. Someone with a small tongue. So I'm just tracing it. So this is done. So this is not exactly accurate because I'm not taking too much caution when I'm drawing this. Okay, so otherwise the video will become a lot lengthier. I just want to quickly tell you how we can do this. Okay, so I'm going to pick the same width. Okay, so this is done, and the nose portion is something like I will tell you like how we can do this. Forget about this shiny thing, right? So what you have to do is just trace the outer line. Okay, just have the outer line drawn, and the inner shiny stuff is something which we ourselves can do it. Okay, so I will place the nose right here, and I will just fill it with black color, and the outer shape is black. So for this I am going to pick this shape, just make it horizontal, make it slightly small, and fill it with white, and outline should be white as such. I think it's too thick. I will just make it smaller. So I think this has to be a bit more thinner, and we can take it to the top. Okay, so now you see that shining effect of the nose. Yeah, then the eyes portion, the moment we complete the eyes, I guess this Jerry would look almost like a Jerry. So I'm going to zoom in a bit more further. I think since this has an easy curvy surface, I guess like it is easy to trace, and just repeating the point, right? So you can however re-edit the shape whatever you have drawn. Okay, so placing it here, just on top of the cheek, going back to this image, I'm going to map the other eye as such. So yes, I think this is done. So I'm going to place it right here. I think this is where it is interacting, right? So I'll just place it right here, and I will fill it with white, and of course the border with black, and the weight would be 1.5. And of course I can trace the eye portion separately, okay, but I think we can even make it with this oval shape. So I'll just place it here. I'll fill it with black, and outline will be black. Just copy the same thing, paste it here, and just place it here. So now you have your Jerry almost ready. Okay, so this mustache thing is something pretty simple. Just click this curve arc. Okay, so just draw, just click it here, so you will see one default arc that has appeared. Just place it here. Okay, so it has to be black, and then the width has to be bit thicker, and copy the same arc, paste it, and slightly turn it. Okay, and make it slightly lengthier so that the curvature is lot reduced. Okay, now you can slightly turn it to the left. Okay, so the Jerry has a half mustache. I will copy this again. I will place it here. Copy this again. I will just turn it around slightly and make it slightly small. Okay, I will place this one right here. Okay, so Jerry has full mustache, and the same thing we might have to repeat it for. Okay, so the same we have to repeat it for. I think I just copied one more mustache. Okay, so for the eyelashes as such. Okay, I'll just turn it this way, bring it somewhere here, further down. Okay, let me make it smaller so that the curvature is more. Okay, so the eyelash 1 is ready. Control C, Control V. One more eyelash is there, but it has to be slightly tilted. So the second eyelash is also ready. Just copy these two, copy it, and then paste it on the other side. Okay, so Jerry has eyelashes, and then even this portion we might want to bring it. So just copy, paste, make it small, so that the curvature is perfect. I'll just drag it here, right? So to make it more obvious. Okay, so now this fits with this curvature. I'll just have it here, placed it here, and of course slightly turn it, and then the second one would be placed here, and I'll drag this yellow portion. So you have your Jerry ready. Okay, so what is the difference between this and this, right? So yeah, of course you can still edit these edges to make it look more perfect. Of course, let me save it. So the main advantage here is everything is a different component. Okay, so you can create your own jerry out of it. So let me see if I want to make it a green jerry. So the jerry is about to puke, right? So this is how the green jerry would look like. Okay, interesting. So this is green jerry. So likewise, you can make this guy look like an angry fellow, right? So this is the angry Jerry. Not exactly. You can pick a different, I mean, lighter version of the color. Okay, maybe this Jerry is blushing. So you can just play around with all these color guys. Okay, so it's all up to your imagination and things how you would want to do it. Okay, so if you like this video, just subscribe to my channel. I can bring in more interesting videos like this in future, and also click the bell icon so that you don't miss out any future videos. Thank you.